What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about the reasons why I'm I'm starting to not like YouTube and social media in general, and how much I can see through the bullshit of social media and YouTube. So let's get to it. Lately I've been like unsubscribing from a lot of YouTube channels that I used to really indulge. Um, I've deleted my Instagram, I've deleted Twitter, I've deleted Facebook. Um, my account is still active, but I deleted the app to where I'm not going to be active. Like, if that makes sense. Like, you can still see my accounts, but I'm not active in it because I've deleted the apps because it's just nothing but toxicity. You're not really getting anything out of social media. It's just with social media, it's nothing but gossip, drama, and just people just bitching about their lives. That's pretty much what it is. And I don't know, it's because I'm getting older or I'm becoming more mature, or because I'm healing, or I just have a lot of things going on in my life to where I'm very busy and occupied, and I have a lot of goals I want to accomplish. So that could be it as well. Maybe I'm not at a miserable state, but yeah. But now when it comes to YouTube, with YouTube, I used to watch so I'm into spirituality, right? I used to watch a lot of tarot videos, a lot of tarot readings, even a lot of spiritualist channels. But when I observe their videos and the shit they talk about, it's like, one, the things they're talking about doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Two, um, the things they talk about is gossip and drama and about their own problems, but they project it on their videos. Three, it's just a waste of time on the shit they're talking about. It doesn't really matter. It's just their problems. And most of them talk about the same shit. Tarot readers talk about the same shit. Spiritualists talk about the same shit. And yeah, so with my YouTube channel, I'm gonna make changes. So whatever I feel like making, whatever I feel like talking about, I'm gonna talk about. Well, I've always been doing this with my YouTube channel. I've never been the type of person, the type of channel to where I'll talk about just one subject. Like most YouTubers, they only have one thing they talk about mainly. But me, I'm very random on what I talk about. Sometimes I post like workout videos. I'll talk about just a lot of experiences that I'm experiencing that I need to let out. But I'm gonna probably make more like fitness videos, more just the stuff I do on a daily basis. I'll probably make videos about this. There's things I actually feel like talking about and stuff like that. But yeah, because it makes sense though. That's one of the reasons why I even made my own YouTube channel, is because most YouTube videos I watch, they have no substance to them. Most of them don't. Like, they don't. It's boring. They don't talk about anything useful that benefits you. The only time it's best for me to use YouTube and social media is if I'm learning a trade or a skill, or if I'm learning something that's gonna better me. Like, if I gotta learn certain workout positions, if I gotta learn how to make money online, I gotta learn how to how to pursue a career, or how to better my craft. YouTube and social media is the way to go. But when it comes to like trying to meet people, even dating, meeting people, interacting with people, it's not a good place to build your own community. Is not a good place because it's online, so you don't know who is truly what a person, who they truly are, what they're about, and like most of them are miserable. So it's just, I don't know. It's just social media. It's social media like Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and all this shit's fucking toxic. It's just fucking toxic. It's not. I have no interest in it. There's no real meaning behind it. Um, and I and when I started to drift away from tarot videos and tarot channels, I was kind of pissed off at myself because I can't believe I was subjected. Like, I was really into watching them, but I forgive myself, and you live and you learn. But I didn't realize how manipulative a lot of tarot and spiritualist channels are until you actually open your eyes and to actually like you have a certain mindset, or you're in a certain wavelength now, and you can see the bullshit through them. They're just regular people who like to project about their miserable lives online. That's pretty much what it is. Or they make up lies to gain money online. So the things I used to think that most spiritualists, most tarot channels are like genuine. Um, they 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 um they take pride in their craft and in their work. Um, but I used to think that. I used to think they're genuine, but most of them aren't. Like most of them are very damaged people who either don't know what they're doing, so they're projecting their trauma all over through the internet. And it's easy to spot, but most people can't see that in my opinion. This is why they're getting paid. They have a lot of people, stuff like that. And I'm not saying it because I'm jealous, because I'm hating. No, but I'm just speaking facts. Like this is shit I've seen and I've observed, and I could really point out. That's why I got away from their channels. Another reason either that and or they're making videos that aren't genuine. They're trying to make videos to gain profit off of their subscribers and viewers. So if it means trying to make them feel good, make certain videos that aren't even true, but it makes people feel good, then yeah, that's pretty much what drama is. That's pretty much, they're just trying to get in people's pockets, which is nothing wrong with it. If you're trying to make money, that's fine. But if I'm watching something that they're not genuine or they're not really sure about, then why even bother watching if I'm not going to benefit anything out of it? They're just trying to manipulate me to get my money and my viewership. You know what I'm saying? So that makes no sense in itself. So yeah, that's why I'm drifting off of social media and YouTube like that. I'm also unsubscribing from a lot of channels too. Channels that I don't really watch like that, but I just subscribe to them or I watch here and there. But the reason why I'm unsubscribing a lot of channels is because like most people like around my age or Gen Z, um, they don't they talk about dumb shit. Like I'm not trying to like hate or anything, but I'm not trying to say I'm better or anything like that or like no, but like most YouTube channels like their shit's boring. Like I'm sorry, but it's boring. Like you're not gaining anything out of it. Most people around my age, I'm 28, but people around like 20 to like 30, they just talk about shit that's the same thing. They either bitch about their life or they're talking like they're so predictable. Like either they haven't really gone through experiences, but they're trying to make their videos a certain way, or they don't know how to connect with their audience like that, or they have no creativity, or they're not being authentic. It's either the or. I don't know what it is, but it says I'm just repulsed by most channels like that. It's just I don't fucking. It's just annoying. Like it's just annoying. Like it's just I'm not sure it's because they put on a certain mask. They have to talk a certain way. It's just they're very predictable. I'm like, it's just fucking corny. Like it's corny. So that's why I'm unsubscribing from a lot of channels. When it comes to spiritual channels, like most of them are full of shit. They talk about the same thing. They make videos to make people feel good. Most people who are spiritual on YouTube, they're very insecure people. They have a lot of insecurity. They have a low self-esteem. This is why they make videos to make themselves feel better, to make their audience feel better, because they themselves aren't insecure. Their audience are insecure. This is why they talk about chosen ones, signs you're the chosen one, why people treat you the way they treat you, why people do things they do. And they find labels like chosen one, gang stalking, just shit like that, twin flames, soulmates, just some shit like that, where like they're trying to make themselves feel better. And no, like there's all this shit's completely wrong. There is meaning behind what they're saying, but when it comes to the labels, to like them overcomplicating shit, that's where it gets wrong. That's where no. I don't. This is why I'm drifting away from it. Most people are spiritual. They're no different than religion as well too, because the things they say on their words, how they label things, there's certain mindsets. They're stuck in a box as well. They're how some people who are into religion, they're stuck in a box. They refuse to think outside the box. Not all of them, but some of them. People who are spiritual, they do the same shit. They keep themselves at a box. They don't have a higher perspective. They don't think outside the box. This is why most of their videos, they talk about the same shit over and over again, and their audience just loves them because they're feeding their emotions, they're feeding their ego, and their audience are also stuck in a fucking box just like them. So that's how most channels are able to attract their people, because they're all stuck in a box pretty much. if you're a person who stands out, who has an open mind, who you're very creative, you're very versatile, then yeah, it's gonna be hard to find your people because most people are operating off of trauma, you know. So of course they're gonna be stuck in a box, and they're not gonna be drawn to channels who are vibrating higher in a way. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but yeah, but when it comes to spiritual channels and tarot readings, there's just something off about them. And they don't have any type of life force in them. They seem very depressed. Most of them I know have mental health issues, like severe mental health issues. Most of them I know, and just by observing them, they do. As human beings, we all have certain mental health issues. We're all damaged to a certain degree. But most spiritualists and tarot readers, they're just, I feel like with them, they're either undiagnosed or they're not doing the healing work properly. And that's how it just, I'm so repulsed by them. And I'm not saying I'm any better or I'm doing more healing work than them. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that I just feel repulsed by them. It's crazy too because people will actually spend money, people will support them, and they'll binge watch their videos. I'm like, no, like it's 2026. How do you guys not see that? Maybe people are on their own path and all that, but because I used to be like them, I used to indulge in in their videos just like the people, just like their supporters. I used to indulge in their videos. I used to send money to them. I used to like book tarot readings and all that. I'm like, nah, like this shit, like no, like it's not the way to go. Um, no. Just like with Chauncey one on his YouTube channel, shout out to him. Because he was talking about the same thing. He was talking about how like he didn't like be like before I made this video, like he uploaded a couple of videos talking about like how he feels repulsed by social media and other YouTubers, and I definitely agree with him. Like I understand what he's talking about. It makes a lot of sense on what he's saying. When it's crazy because when he was talking about that, like I didn't know, because like I was experiencing what he was talking about, but I couldn't really grasp it or I couldn't really understand it. I thought I was going through this alone. I thought I was going crazy. But when he uploaded videos talking about how like social media is very toxic and how he feels repulsed by it and how like most people are just full of shit, it clicked on my mind like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. That's why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. Like, because it's like we can see through the bullshit on what they're doing pretty much. It's not, you know, like what really matters, like he said, shout out to him, like is being in your life path, having experiences as a human being, putting yourself out there. That's how you're more engaged. That's how you're able to heal, honestly, just being in the real world, taking action and being on your fucking path. If you're just making videos all day, like just observing the world, not doing anything, not making changes, not taking action, then yeah, you're gonna be stuck. And I feel like most YouTubers are in that cycle. Um, but yeah, so it's weird though, cause like me, I'm into spirituality. I still do love spirituality, but I'm very picky on the types of channels I want to watch. So I'm trying to set stricter boundaries within myself on what I decide to watch. Especially 2026, as we're moving up in the years, spirituality is becoming extremely popular. So that means more people are starting to see that there's a lot of spiritual content. And I feel like that could be dangerous because now everyone thinks they can read tarot. Everyone thinks they can make spiritual videos. Everyone thinks they have a lot of knowledge and information when it comes to life and healing and shit like that. This is why a lot of people have a lot of labels. This is why this is why you see a lot of YouTube channels who talk about chosen ones. They talk about dismissive avoidance, narcissists, relationships. They talk about all this shit, right? I wonder why. But yet, barely anyone talks about time speeding up. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of people are starting to talk about that, but honestly, I'll say me, Chauncey one, and this other channel used to talk about time speeding up, but no, and a couple of channels used to talk about time speeding up, but that was like back in 2018, back in 2018, 2017-ish, 2019-ish, not me, because I had a YouTube channel on 2022, I think, for 3 years already, but Chauncey one and a couple of channels were talking about time speeding up beforehand, and me, when I was watching their videos, I was trying to observe it, and I was actually like acknowledging, yeah, time is speeding up. So we were actually knowing that time is speeding up over the past years, but now people, you see no channels that talk about time speeding up. You see no one talks about time speeding up, and even if they do, they don't talk about how we talk about it, right? Why is that? Because most people don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're not really tapped in like that, and but yet a lot of people that talk about chosen ones, they talk about narcissists, they talk about relationships. They have no experience with those, but because they see other people talk about this shit, they bandwagon. That's why. So that's kind of proof that people don't know what they're talking about. They're just being bandwagons, thinking they're important, thinking they could do something in social media. They're just followers, but yet they're not in their own path. They're not doing the healing work, and people who have channels like that, other viewers and people, they fall victim to that, and they subscribe to them and they pay them money and stuff like that. They support them thinking they're speaking facts. In reality, no, they got the information from other people. They're just copying off one another. They're not experiencing what the fuck they're talking about. They're very hypocritical. They're all talk but no action and stuff like that. So that's how you know. But with the time speeding up situation, I've noticed some people are talking about it even more. Like more people are talking about it, but either because they got that information off of other people, or even they do get the information, why the fuck is it taking them so long just to realize that time is speeding up? This has been going on since 2018. But now people are just starting to realize that. See, that's how fucking slow people are. And you have these types of people who make channels that have over 100,000 subscribers. They make money online and shit like that. These are the types of stupid ass people that people are subscribed to. And once I've seen that, I'm repulsed by that shit, because they're full of shit, pretty much. They're not doing the healing work. They're not about what they say. Most of them are bandwagons, and I'm like, this is why I feel repulsed by them. I'm not getting anything out of it. Like, if anything, I could give myself more clarity than these tarot readers. I could be more on my path and purpose compared to what these YouTubers talk about. You know what I'm saying? So the only time I use social media and YouTube is when I'm trying to learn a skill or trade, or trying to make money, or just stuff like that. When it comes to fitness advice, just shit like that. That's pretty much what I use it for. You know, like for example, me, I'm enrolled into cosmetology school for 1 year, right? I'm also going to do barbering and esthetician, right? So whenever I do use YouTube or social media, I look up videos on how to become a better cosmetologist, a better barber, barbering, cosmetology, barbering, and esthetician. So I watch videos on how to improve my skills and stuff like that, so I could pass my school, you know. So that's the only time I use it for. But when it comes to spiritual information, advice, no, like, it's useless. People are useless. They're just talking out their ass. Just like what Chauncey once said. People, it's just entertainment. People use YouTube and social media. Most of these content creators are just entertainers. People just support them because they don't agree with what they say. They're not helping them, but they're entertained by them because they themselves are miserable with their own lives. And just like what Chanton said as well, social media is the next TV. YouTube is the next TV. I remember Chanton talking about that shit, and he's right. You have a lot of content creators who talk about the same shit. They talk about random shit, and you're not getting anything out of it. That's how TV is, pretty much. So I'm subscribing from a lot of channels. I'm removing myself from them. I'm setting boundaries with myself by subscribing from a lot of channels, removing myself from a lot of channels because they're not benefiting me. If anything, they're being more irritable, because it's like I can see through their bullshit, pretty much. Especially with these tarot readers, it's so easy to point out. Like, why is it that most tarot readers are women? Most tarot readers have a lot of subscribers and viewers, and most tarot readers have a large following. And when I watch their videos, I can see a pattern. They use psychology to manipulate people, to have them support their videos, watch their videos, and to get money off of them, because the things they talk about is a lot of suspense, a lot of drama, and it keeps people guessing, forcing them to having to subscribe to them or to wait for the next upload, because they make tarot videos every day. Why do they have to make tarot videos every day? It doesn't take time to process, and then no, they have to make every day. They always have a different storyline within each zodiac signs, or for the collective. Is like the storylines they be saying is not even true. It's not accurate, and they're just making this shit up. And even if it is some truth behind it, it's not really accurate like that, because you're dealing with thousands of people. So yeah, of course it's gonna resonate with one person, but and even then they're just talking out their ass. Like they keep people guessing, they feed off of people's codependency, and they're getting away with it. But their supporters, their subscribers, they don't see that. The reason why they don't see that is because they have a lot of trauma, they're not doing the healing work, and they're just stuck at a fucking fucked up cycle. So and I know this because I used to be in their shoes. I used to be one of them. But once you get past that, you can see through the bullshit. Everything makes sense. I know, like they never had the answers. They were never, no, like, well, it was more important is your life experiences, your healing, and your need to take action. That's